handstand, and they put their booty over top of their head and squirt that way. Super, super cool. Now, the stink bug can also squirt too. So all of these belly, and that's how they stay safe. So let's do 2 more questions about these last 2 animals, poison or smell. What do you want to ask me?
Anybody have a question? Take your hand down if you don't have a question, okay? What's your question, City?
For the smell, if they should smell, wouldn't it be bad smell for them too?
Yeah, they pretty much have to get used to always smelling bad. I doubt they have a very strong sense of smell.
But like when they squirt, won't the smell be very bad for them too?
Yeah, the smell is really bad, but they're kind of used to it. The skunk get kind of used to it. But yeah, they're really stinky. Real stinky.
What if an animal was like immune to the stink of it?
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're immune. They're just kind of used to it. Yeah. Okay, so one more question, Ms. Jennings.
Go ahead, Jensen.
Like what happens if like one of the wires I've trying to be figuring this out, but I don't know why.
No, I'm ready.
I don't know why skunks are black and white.
It's a warning color. It's so everyone knows they're stinky and stay away. Yep. Just like, orange normally means poison, this means danger. Don't mess with me. Don't mess with me. I don't have to hide. I got smell on my side. Yeah. So now let's talk about these animals. What do you think we're talking about here?
What do you think, Shivank?
I think we're talking about the fur.
About what?
The fur.
Not the fur. Good guess. One more guess.
Bends them.
Yeah.
The horn.
Yeah, so we're talking about external defenses, quills, horns, and antlers. Now, these 3 things are different. Grow every year and fall off every year, and they're made from bone. So this is a white-tailed deer antler. Now, if you want to see the coolest antlers, this is an elk over here on the far left. And if you want to see the coolest antlers you will ever see in your life, allow me to show you. Look at this. Look how big these are. Massive, they're giant. So these are elk antlers. They're really, really for your hair is made out. So they have these to keep them safe. And then a porcupine there. They are covered in quills, and their entire body, besides their belly, is covered in these really pointy quills. And so if anything tried to bite them, they would get a mouth full of quills. And the ends of these quills are hooked, they're barbed, so that you can't pull them out. So some animals, like deer and cow species and porcupines, have these external defenses to keep them safe. So what do you think we're talking about here? Something all 4 of these animals have in common.
Who has a guess? Somebody we haven't heard from yet, I hope. We have a lot of people who haven't participated yet. What do you think? Isaac.
Smooth skin.
Smooth skin, good guess, good guess. Not quite what we're talking about. Let's do one more guess.
Isaac, what were you going to say?
Smooth skin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I saw Nathan says speed.
Speed, Nathan is right. These animals are all very fast. So the jackrabbit up there is one of the fastest kinds of rabbits. It's kind of like an American kangaroo. they can jump really far and go really fast. The chimney swift, that bird, their name is chimney swift, which means fast. And then the prairie, or is it six-line race runner? Maybe a six-line race runner. Yeah, the six-line race runner, it is really fast too. But none of them hold a kink. The pronghorn survived. Now, there used to be 11 kinds of pronghorn. Now there's only one. All the others died in the Ice Age. Look at them. They're really weird. They look like an antelope, but they're not an antelope. They look kind of like a deer, but they're not a deer. Their closest relative is the giraffe. The giraffe. Now, they're the only horned animal in the world that has a forked horn, called a pronghorn. They're also the only horned animal that loses their horns. Horns normally stay on animals' head year round, but every year a new one of these horn caps pushes up from the bottom and knocks the old horn cap off. But what really sets them apart is how fast they are. They are the fastest land animal in North America. They can run 65 miles an hour, which is as fast as cars can drive on the internet. Is fast. The jackrabbit are fast. All those animals are really, really fast, and that helps them stay safe. So let's do two questions about horns, antlers, quails, or about speed. What do you want to ask me?
Anybody have a question? Siobhan, go ahead.
How does the big animal?
Many years, they just got faster and faster and faster.
Go ahead, Prisha. Guys have in common? Tejas?
Shells, armor. So this is armadillo. This is the kind of armadillo we have in North America. You have it in California. They're called nine-banded because they have 9 bands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 bands. Now, there's also a 3-banded armadillo, which is much smaller and lives in the rainforest. But in North America, we have the 9-banded. I'm not sure if you can see him on his count, so that's okay. So you can see every inch of him, besides his belly, is covered in armor, even an armored tail. Every inch of him is covered in armor. Look at that head. Is the male, this one, is he camouflaged?
What do you think, Siobhan? Is he camouflaged?
He's not as camouflaged as the other one because.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, no, he's not he's not camouflaged at all. It's all like. Oh, go ahead.
Like there is more colors on there, so it's easier for the predators to see them.
Yeah. So you can see his big red, and he has this blue color, and a big white collar. I always say that male ringneck pheasants look like they were created by a kindergarten class. Let's give him a red wattles and a big tail and giant feet and polka dots and stripes and reds and blues and greens. And the reason for that is that females have to sit on the nests. And so they want to be camouflaged so they can sit on their eggs and be safe and camouflaged. The males don't raise the babies. So the males, if an animal is going to eat one of the animals, if a predator's going to eat a pheasant, it's better to eat the males. You only need one male. One boy can be the dad for 10 different clutches of eggs. So one boy can have 10 girlfriends in the pheasant world. And so it's okay if a whole bunch of boys get eaten, but you don't want the girls to eat. The girls are more important because they have to raise the babies. So camouflage is one way that animals stay safe. And some animals can do something very, very special. So look at the picture in the bottom left there. That, like I said, is an ermine or a short-tailed weasel. They have 2 names, kind of like cougar, mountain lion, puma, same animal. They do something very, very, very special. So that's what they look like in the summer. Raise your hand. Bumblebees, honeybees, scorpions, and spiders, those are all venomous animals. They all have venom. Venom is something that is injected into another animal and can make them sick through a bite, through a sting, through a stinger, snake bite, snake bite, spider bite, jellyfish sting, scorpion stinger, bumblebee sting. All of those are examples of venom. And the way these animals stay safe, and some of them even hunt with it, so the scorpion and the spider and the snake hunt with it too, but they use venom to keep them safe. And that is their defense, venom. So here's that snake skin again. Pretty cool. And I'll play you the rattle again. Wait, hold on. Need my right hand. But all of these animals are venomous. And let me show you something pretty cool. This will be harder to see because they're in water, but that is a bark scorpion.
Is it alive?
Is
It is not alive.
So
So you can find bark scorpions, different species, striped bark, different kinds of bark scorpions. But you can find them in California as well, especially in San Diego where it's warmer. And generally speaking, the smaller the scorpion, the more venomous it is. And so big scorpions, like an emperor scorpion, not very venomous at all. They're strong enough they can hunt with their pinchers. But a little bark scorpion, those will hurt if they sting you. Yeah. So, and then if you want to, this one creeps me out a little bit. That big old wasp, also venomous. Cool. Anything you want to ask me about venom before we move on? Or about venom or camouflage? We'll pause for 2 questions.
Okay, raise your hand if you have a question. You can take your hand down if you don't have a question. Anyone have a question about either of the things he's talked about? Arohi, what's your question?
Was the bark scorpion preserved?
Yes, it was preserved in something like formaldehyde. They don't use formaldehyde anymore, but something like they were donated by a university. The Colorado State University gave me all those arthropods.
Jensen, what's your question? That's okay. Shivank, do you have a question?
What is
Where do you
why-
like,
how did the spiders get venomous?
So you'll learn about this later on in school, but so different animals over time get different traits. So over time, humans, when we went from caveman to where we are now, our brains got bigger and bigger and bigger, and we got smarter and smarter and smarter. Some animals like cheetahs get faster and faster and faster. Well, these snakes got venom and the ability to make webs. Just over time, animals adapt to their environment, and one way that spiders adapted is by getting venom. And you'll learn more about that when you get older, and you'll talk about evolution, adaptations, and all that good stuff.
Ryan, one of my students was wondering if that's a 4-legged spider or if the other legs are just not visible.
Yeah, the other leg's just not visible. So if you look real close, 1 second, I'm getting my drawing up. So if you look right here, you can see another little spike kind of coming off on the inside.